Alright. Hey girls, guys, and peeps! It's me, 𝐒𝐤, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you're new here, my name is 𝐒𝐤𝐤, aka Princess 𝐒𝐤𝐤, and in today's video, I'm going to be doing a high school advice video. I'm going to be sharing my high school advice as a former high school attendee. Okay, so we can get right into it. So I have my list here of 8 points, and then I'm gonna have my conclusion. So, number 1, do not listen to your teachers. It is literally not different at all. Because I know that in elementary school, one of my teachers told me that middle school is gonna be crazy different. It's gonna be so wild and this and that. And then I went to middle school and it was just fine. I felt fine. Just like when going to each grade, it's like you think it's gonna be so much harder and so much more complex, but I think you forget that you're aging up with the grade, getting older, and it's not that drastically different. So yes, you don't have to worry about that. And then when I was in middle school, I think someone told me that it'd be the same as high school. Number 2, join clubs and or sports. Helps to making friends. Okay, so I wish that I joined some clubs or sports. I mean, in my sophomore year, freshman year didn't count because we were online and I never went in person, but in my sophomore year I do wish that I joined a club. I mean, there was like this small little one, but not many people showed up to it, and my school was very small. I had a small school because I was in a K-12 school, so there wasn't that many high school students. But anyways, yeah, I think that's very helpful to make friends, and that is what my mom said, and I believe that, because once I joined a certain elective, when I joined theater class, I made one friend in there, and I kind of had like my whole group, because you're in that certain club or sport, and then you find your people there because they also like football, tennis, any of those type of things. So yeah, just try, especially if you really like it. What I wish I did do was cheerleading and swimming. I know, because my mom kept telling me, do cheerleading, do something, you may like it. And I kept saying, no, I don't know, because I like dance more, which I did do, but I'll get into that later. Number 3, try different electives. Don't stress. So if you have, I don't know if you call it in your school electives, but in my school we called it electives, and then middle school we actually called it encores. With the class that you choose, the creative type, those type of stuff, try to choose different ones every year. So even if you could change it a second time, like let's say the second term one year, try to do that, because you have 4 whole years, like especially if you have a lot of options. So if there's like a fashion designing class, dancing, business, computer science, things like that, make sure to choose different ones. Don't try to stick with the same one every year, because then after you graduate, you may regret it and think like, damn, you know, I wish I took that class, because who knows if you'll ever get that type of experience learning about that thing in your future. I mean, you could, but you know, in school it's for free. So, you know, take advantage of that. Like in my freshman year, I did guitar class, but I didn't like it so much, so I switched to graphic design, but that was the only option I had. But I'm a very creative person and I like art, so I did dance sophomore year, and then junior year, it's funny I say that because I did dance again, but I really like dance. I kind of want to keep doing it, and I like my teacher. But I ended up getting into drama class, and I had no idea that I ended up liking it. And the next year, I was in it again. But that year, I got to do 2 electives. So even if you're able to do more than one, then, because everyone's schedule is different, then definitely take advantage of that as well. But in my school, I had a list of the one I mostly wanted to do to the one I didn't want to do. So it was like 1 through 8. And I always put dance at the top, and then I put like singing and drama. So I kind of wish I did singing class, but I didn't get to do that, also because it like gets filled and stuff. But anyways, number 4, do your best in junior year. Now, I don't know if you heard this a lot. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have told you to do your best in junior year, and yes, They say that because colleges look at that. Now, that's if you're going to college. If you care to go to college, they look at your GPA scores. Just make sure your grades are up, because I didn't know about that, and mine wasn't as high as I wanted it to be. So just keep that in mind. Like, if you're a freshman right now, just like basically do your best. Always do your best, but don't stress it out. Number 5, fake people. You have to find your true people. Okay, so you have to find your group. This pretty much is like a life type of advice thing, because you find fake people anywhere and everywhere. Sometimes you don't know that the fake people could be your friends that you already have. So like, you watching right now, you may have a fake friend. But basically, just know that it's okay. You go through it. There's different phases and chapters in your life where sometimes the people that you lose, whether they stop being friends with you or you let go of them, sometimes it's just meant to be. Sometimes that person's not right for you, or they just weren't a good friend at all. That's why I said fake people, because I definitely dealt with that even in middle school, so if it hasn't happened yet, it may happen later. Sometimes those people are not meant to be with you. They may not be the right person for you. They may not support you, and they just may straight up be bullies, and you don't want people to walk all over you. I know I'm still learning myself, so don't think that everything I really know, or like some things I do know, but I just wouldn't totally follow it through. So yeah. Number 6, be involved. So when I say be involved, I mean school spirit week, school dances, football games, all that. I've mostly participated in the school spirit week days I really wanted to do, or at least I tried my best. School dances, I never really had many. Unfortunately I had more in middle school than high school, but I only had homecoming, for example, and then obviously I went to prom. But the one I really wish I did go to was my school football games, or any games. My school also wasn't really good at putting out there the dates, and I didn't really even know how to do certain things. I had to go to my friends or teachers and ask them how. They didn't really put it in announcements. Then again, I did come late to certain announcements, and announcements would be second period and I would come in third period. But anyways, if you can, if in case your school's like that too, try to get around to hear about it, because I'm pretty sure it's fun. I almost went to one, and that was homecoming, but I literally had to get a new phone that day. It was bad because homecoming was that night. I actually recently realized that I kind of had one. It was I think it was staff versus students. Yeah, that was one game that everyone automatically went to. It was during school hours. So, and Color Wars, if it's called Color Wars, Field Day, whatever. In elementary school is called Field Day, and then high school is Color Wars, and I didn't have anything in middle school. But just try to be involved, have fun, whether it's with friends or not. You never know, you may like it, and basically you just don't want to regret it when you leave high school. So yeah. Number 7, don't stress work. Don't worry about numbers. Okay, so when I say don't worry about numbers, I mean grades. Yes, obviously you have to focus on your grades, it's important, but try not to stress so much. Now, I wouldn't say this is probably one of the most relatable things that I could relate to all of you with, because I was in school not too long ago, and obviously kids stress out in school. It is very stressful, and me as a person who always hated school, always stressed, at least in certain grades of my school life. But try not to stress so much on it, because it doesn't determine your smartness. At the end of the day, you guys are smart. You're not stupid, and as long as you could do the work well, just don't stress about the numbers, don't stress about any of that. As I say, as long as you're passing, really, but just try your best. As long as you're trying, that's what's really important. Number 8, save the easy classes for your senior year. So if you have any easy classes that you know of, especially if you know any senior friends who are oh, this is a really easy class, and if you're able to do it in, let's say, your freshman through junior year, make sure to save it for senior year, because everyone loves their senior year to be easy and smooth. One class I wanted to take in my junior year was financial algebra, but I don't think it was an option for juniors, and luckily I wasn't able to take it at all, and I ended up doing it my senior year. And my senior year flowed by really easily. I didn't even need to take a science class. My language classes, I took Spanish, and there was only 3 levels, which was the first 3 years I took it, so it went by really easy. Your schedule may be shorter, You may get out earlier. I never got out earlier, but I did start school later, like 3rd period, like I said from before. So basically just try to like make your last year easy and fun, because it is supposed to be fun. It's your senior year. You have your trips, prom, all that type of stuff. Just make it easy for yourself, as easy as possible. And lastly, in conclusion, live the most of it. Take it in. These are your last 4 years of your school life. So just basically overall, I'd say in conclusion, just don't stress it out. Don't worry so much about this, that. Yes, I know some people are stressed about work and then the drama and this and that. And it's like, you know, just kind of compare it to middle school. Like, how was it in middle school? I know it's like a totally different environment, and you know, you were younger and probably more immature, and people around you were more immature, but just think of it being the same way. Like, especially if you're going into high school, like, don't stress out about it thinking like, oh my gosh, the bigger kids and the seniors. Try not to overthink. Just let it flow, relax. There are other new people coming in with you. Have fun. Just try to live the most of it, because you are in school, as much as you even hate it, like me. That's pretty much it for my high school advice video. That would be everything I'd have to say that I feel like is the best I could say, and the things I kind of wish I did differently. But yeah, that'll be all for today's video. Subscribe, comment, like this video if you did. Follow me on all my social medias, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!